The sauerkraut scandal. I am absolutely raging with Baxter's sauerkraut, and I'm going to explain why. But first, I need to get some cloves on and make a brew. I've really been getting into the probiotic research lately and just trying to enhance my knowledge and understand why we want to be consuming certain fermented foods. And as a result of this, I've been eating a lot of fermented food, but so have the boxers that I work with. And in particular, we've been consuming Baxter's sauerkraut, this one. Now, the reason we go for this is because when you've got a fermented food, it's going to produce something called probiotics, also known as live cultures, the good bacteria. Now, if you pasteurize the fermented food or it's stored in vinegar, that's actually going to kill off this good bacteria, these live cultures. So the reason we go for this is because when you look at the ingredients, it says cabbage, water, and salt. There's no mention of vinegar and there's no mention of pasteurization. So in my mind, this one is good. It's going to be very rich in probiotics. Now, it was only recently that I saw on the Sainsbury's website, when you go into the reviews, it's got a really bad rating. And it turns out the reason for this, because people are complaining saying, this tastes like it's been pasteurized. So there's actually people who have emailed Baxter's to ask them to make a statement, so to speak, and it turns out that this sauerkraut has been pasteurized, but it doesn't identify it on the jar. So I have spent weeks not particularly enjoying that product, getting it down me, thinking I'm going to get all these beneficial bacteria in my gut. Turns out that's not the case, because it's been pasteurized and these probiotics have actually been killed off. Who on earth is eating sauerkraut out of enjoyment? Surely everyone's consuming sauerkraut because they know it's good for you and they want those beneficial bacteria. Not because, oh, I fancy a bit of sauerkraut, I've been craving it all day. And I've had to break this bad news to my boxers, who for weeks have been consuming sauerkraut, hating me for it because they don't like the taste and they're not even getting the benefits from it. And I've got a message here off one of those poor boxers, Rob Caswell. What the F? I've been eating sauerkraut for 5 weeks and not getting the benefits. Pete, you're going to have to take this to Panorama. However, the problem has been solved, albeit a little more expensive. So instead of using Baxter's sauerkraut, we've now moved on to Vazadaz, however you say that, Vazadaz's. Will it focus? There we go. And most of it has actually been eaten. So this one, the Vazadaz garlic and dill sauerkraut, this is found in the refrigerated section of a supermarket. I found it next to the sausage rolls and the olives. And it actually states on here that it's live cultured. So the bacteria is still present in this tub. And to be honest, it actually tastes really, really nice. So if I read out the ingredients to you now, it's actually got white cabbage, cucumber, sea salt, dill, garlic, black peppercorns, and caraway seeds. Now, the cucumber does it for me because I don't know if you know this, but when you ferment cucumber, it becomes a gherkin. So if I close my eyes and eat this sauerkraut, I can almost imagine that I'm eating a gherkin off a Big Mac. So it does taste a lot better, but the downside is the price. If it's not on offer, this will cost you £4.50. So my advice would be, if you see it on offer, stock up, get your fridge filled up with sauerkraut. But I'll finish up there, and all I'll say is I'm extremely disappointed in Baxter's. I have spent weeks consuming their sauerkraut and getting absolutely no benefits. And as a result, my boxers now all hate me.